everybody, Punisher88 here, coming to you live once again with another edition of the lame supervillain or superhero of the week. A brief little rundown on this series. Basically, every week I choose either a supervillain or superhero who I find belongs in the lame category, and I give you a little, I guess you could say, brief history lesson on the character. I give you their little biography backstory, any different storylines they appeared in, what powers and abilities the character has, and any notable appearances they made in the comics. So if you guys are cool with that, awesome. Now, before I get to today's episode, I guess you could call it, for the month of March so far, I've been doing lame superheroes, but for today, I decided, well, since I've been doing this series, I haven't covered any supervillain or superhero teams yet. And so today we're going to do just that. We're taking a look at a supervillain team that goes by the name of the Enforcers. And they were created by the legendary team of Stan the Man Lee and Steve Ditko. And the Enforcers made their first appearance in The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 10 in March of 1964. So, the original members of the Enforcers were three people. We had Fancy Dan, who was a martial artist who went by the name of Daniel Brito. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, and his main expertise are in judo and karate, and he's also known for having very fancy footwork. The second member is Ox, whose real name is Raymond Block, and he is the Enforcer's basically, muscle. He's the brute strong guy. And the third member is Montana, but his real name is Jackson Bryce, and he's an expert lasso wielder. And then the later members, we have Ox 2, who is Roland Block, who is the brother of Raymond Block, or Ox the First. And we also have Snake Marston, whose real name is Sylvester Marston, and he's a expert contortionist. And then we have Hammer Harrison, or his real name is Willard Harrison, and he's an expert boxer who wore steel boxing gloves. So, now that you know the members, I'll give you a little biography about the team. So, the Enforcers are a group of hired assassins and extortionists, each with a expertise in a different, unique area of combat, and their goal is to aid various employers in the takeover of New York City's criminal gangs. In their first appearance, the Enforcers aided a character known as, plainly, the Big Man, but his real name was Frederick Foswell, and in his attempt to gain control of New York City's gangs, they clashed with Spider-Man for the first time. Over the time of the Enforcers' existence, they've clashed with many heroes such as Spider-Man, Daredevil, the Human Torch, Dazzler, and She-Hulk. Um, during the events of Civil War, either Raymond or Roland Block and Snake Marston are recruited into the Thunderbolts, and later they came back. Basically, the Enforcers came back together to work for a character by the name of Mr. Fear, which pretty much pitted them directly against Daredevil. After Mr. Fear's arrest, the Enforcers were taken in by the Hoods organization. Following the events of the Spider-Man Brand New Day story, the Enforcers are tangled up in an all-out fight with Spider-Man, but after Spider-Man saves Ox from being flattened by a fallen roller coaster, he is grateful to Spider-Man for saving him, and then agrees to be taken away quietly. And then following that, we don't really hear much more about the Enforcers. But in the Earth X story, which is actually a story I really want to read because I hear mixed stuff about that story, so I want to read it for myself. But anyway, not to get too sidetracked. Yeah, in the Earth X reality, the Enforcers consisted of Fancy Dan, Ox, and Montana, and later on Vulture joined them. And they would be hired by President Norman Osborn to act as his bodyguards, pretty much. And however, the Enforcers would fail in this task when a character by the name of the Skull arrived in New York to take over the United States. And like all who encountered the Skull, the Enforcers would be put under his control, and Norman Osborn would be murdered. And then the Enforcers' fate following the Skull's death actually remained unrevealed. In the Marvel Noir story, in Spider-Man Noir to be precise, the Enforcers are the muscle working for mob boss Norman Osborn, also known as the Goblin. And like the rest of the Goblin's goons, we found out that the Enforcer members were actually all former. I thought this was funny. They're all former carnies. In Ultimate Marvel, which is the alternate universe, Marvel universe, the Enforcers were reimagined as hitmen once again, but this time for Kingpin. And when I say reimagined, their characters were changed a little bit. So, for instance, Fancy Dan was reimagined as a young gunslinger by the name of Dan Crenshaw. Ox was reimagined as a Dominican man named Bruno Sanchez. And Montana actually kept his real name. Well, not real name, but he kept the name Montana, but his full name was Montana Bale. And all they changed him up with was, instead of giving him a lasso, they give him a whip. Yeah. I know. Big change. And after losing not once but 3 times to Spider-Man, along with unofficial member Electro, basically the Enforcers just disbanded. And since then, at least I've never seen them reappear or anything. From what I know, I think it's which character is it? is it Snake or no, Montana? Yeah, Montana actually got killed off by the Hobgoblin in a attempt, because Montana was going to be like the right hand man to Kingpin, and Hobgoblin didn't want that to happen. So there was this big thing where there was a big accident at one of Kingpin's, I think it was like warehouse or something. And anyway, as the building's crumbling or whatever, Montana is caught in all this, and the Hobgoblin just lets him fall, and the Hobgoblin goes on to become uh, Kingpin's like right hand man and everything. But besides that, that's the last I've really seen anything of the Enforcers. So I could be wrong. Maybe somewhere out there they've been mentioned or something. So, and if anyone out there has seen that, let me know. I like hearing that kind of stuff. Um, and last, some appearances that the Enforcers have made over the years. So first we have the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 10, which was their first appearance. They've appeared in Daredevil issue 86, Thunderbolts issue 103 and 104, Earth X issue number 9, Spider-Man Noir issue number 1, and Amazing Spider-Girl issue number 30, just to name a few. So yeah, that's your little dose for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you guys like videos like this, take a look around my channel. I got some other videos along the lines of, little history lessons of characters, lame characters. So yeah, if you like that, give them a watch. If you like them, give them a thumbs up, and feel free to comment as well, because as I've mentioned before, I love reading viewer comments. It keeps the connection between us, going strong. And if you guys are into review videos, well, every Thursday and Saturday I do comic book reviews. Thursdays are current comics, and Saturdays are usually back issue books, unless, let's say, the week before a really hot book came out, like when Spider-Gwen came out, or Silk, something along those lines. Then I would review something like that on the Saturday. Or if some book really catches my eye, then I'll review it on the Saturday. And if you guys are into unboxing videos, even though I know a lot of people aren't, well, I happen to be a subscriber to Loot Crate, so my promise to my viewers and subscribers is every month when my Loot Crate comes in, I do an unboxing video for you guys. And also, anything else I find, well, geeky related or whatnot, that should go up, I will post it. So if all that sounds good to you guys, awesome. And before leaving my channel, make sure to click that subscribe button. So that's about it for now. In the description below, I'll leave all my, multimedia, social networking, whatever you want to call it, info, Twitter. I'll put a link for you guys if you guys are interested in Loot Crate. I'll put a link down there as well, and all that stuff. Alrighty, so that's about it for now, and I'm gonna try not to start rambling. So I will see you guys on Thursday. Still not sure what book. Well, actually, yeah, I kind of have an idea what book I'm going to be reviewing. I won't give any spoilers away, so you guys are just going to have to tune in on Thursday. Alrighty, so till then, This is Punisher88 signing off. See ya.